This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. The lights are off, everything is quiet, you're ready to sleep, but your racing thoughts are keeping you awake. Sound familiar? If your thoughts won't give you a rest, it might be time to talk through them in therapy. Visit betterhelp.com/allies to give it a try.
Hello, welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week, I'm joined by Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Huber.
Still got a little bit of a headache.
All right. Michael Damiani.
Yo, how's it going?
And making it all happen in the control room, we have Isla Hink.
Hi.
Don running around somewhere.
He's somewhere. He's looking for a microphone, I think.
Yeah, we're missing a mic. We need that mic. And Gabby, watching out for us.
She waves and says hello.
Friends, we're here to talk about some of the biggest headlines in video games this week. Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah.
Getting closer.
Woo!
Yeah.
We have highlights from the PC gaming show. There's some juicy details on that Fallout TV series. These guys have gotten hooked on Lethal Company just hours
Hell
ago.
yeah.
More.
And we've got our Discord's top 10 dysfunctional families in games.
Man. What a list, dude. Dysfunctional families.
Yeah.
But before we get started, we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
This is just a funny quote. Near reincarnation exists, has regular updates, and many waifus.
Isn't that the mobile game?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, come on. Come on. You know what we mean.
Spirit of the correction.
Yeah. Come on. You know what we mean. You know what we mean.
There weren't a lot, but I had to throw this one in there just so we can contend with it and pick the bone.
Wow.
Some people argued that we were underselling how many PS1 and PSP games there are on PlayStation Plus Premium, saying there are dozens of games on the service.
There are dozens of us.
I was waiting for that.
I checked a list at Eurogamer, currently found 16 PSP games, 27 PS1 games, 25 PS2 games. Maybe not a terrible number for a subscription service, but still pretty thin when you
That's
think
not
about
a
the
lot.
libraries.
Very thin. I think it's
Yeah.
extremely thin.
And then when you look at what those games are,
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, these aren't the games you want.
No.
Yeah.
And some of them.
Whoa.
And some of them you can. I can't think of it right now, but I know some of those you can get on HD collections and stuff. I feel like
Sure.
other versions of some of those, not a lot of them, but
Right.
that reduces that number a little
Yeah.
bit.
I'm happy they exist. Very happy. Just not enough for me to get premium right now.
Right.
That's all.
For that price. Yeah.
I would rather buy them.
Jetmoto and Grandia coming.
Yes, I
Yeah.
did see that. Jetmoto's
sweet.
really cool.
Yeah, Grandia's sick.
I never played Grandia 1 or 2. Yep, that's right. Never played 2. I played a little bit of it, but I
Was that Dreamcast only for a while?
I don't know. It's been out on PC.
I don't
Okay.
know.
I
I know it
believe.
was on Dreamcast, but I don't know if it's ever Dreamcast.
I gotta
only.
be able to flex a special Dreamcast game whenever I get the opportunity
Yeah.
there. I think was Dreamcast only for a while.
If you have a
Not many
correction,
of those.
Not many.
leave it in the YouTube comments on either the public version or the Patreon version of this episode. Start with the word correction so I can find you in search, and leave a timestamp so I know what the heck we were talking about. End corrections music. All right. Got this week started off strong with Dragon's Dogma 2
Sure did.
showcase.
Sure did.
Yeah, what do you guys think about that new look?
It's looking real good, Bloodworth. In a huge step in terms of set pieces. Looks like they've shown the characters fighting this giant walking statue thing almost.
Yeah, they call it Talos.
Really cool seeing your player character and the pawns crawling all over him, and there's ballistas you can get on and shoot him. Really sweet stuff, but also they're keeping a lot of the jank that we appreciate, Blood, mainly in characters' faces when they're talking. It looks pretty rough, but I'm way in. I think it's just way huger scale. They showed a lot more destruction in the environments, just buildings and stuff getting broken apart.
Yeah, the Talus was tearing up all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, and it's like the some of the new vocations they were talking about. I think one of them was like the Trickster. It used like the smoke for a lot of things. It was mainly support, but it's for only your character you could play. It's like your pawn couldn't be as them.
Right.
It looked really fun, like doing crazy genjutsus and stuff like that.
Yeah, dude.
And anytime you're climbing on a giant structure like this, we
Yeah.
all think Shadow of the Colossus, and that's always a good thing to me.
Yeah, one of the things I had missed is that they use these birds
Yeah,
to
the
like
harpies.
fly across and get
Or
on
harpy
there.
things. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. You
sweet.
could
Some,
you could like ride those the first one, but just using like how many
God of War
different
3
ways
shit.
there's to get on top of this guy. There's like a huge bridge. It looks like you can jump off of course, the cliffs. And I just love seeing all their weapons buffed up. Got like the fire and chance on them and all that stuff. It looks so damn good, Blood.
And
I'm
like they're leaning into the story a lot more. It looked like
yeah,
too, Brad.
I'd say there's more story than I
Yeah.
recall,
Yeah.
which is cool.
They
Yeah.
were talking about the two main kingdoms being the human kingdom of Vermund and the Beastren kingdom of Batal. Mm-hmm. And so they're both like against the dragon, but they have different thoughts on the Arisen and the pawns and all that stuff. The one guy that they had in there, Brant, he's captain of the guard, but he was demoted for opposing the queen, who's trying to set up this false Arisen. So he kind of comes and joins your side of things.
Yeah. He's not happy. I really like they still even kept that feeling of everything being very heavy in this game. Like everything in Dragon's Dogma feels like kind of heavy. Even like the faster classes, you like hit someone with daggers and it feels heavier than you expect it to. So I really appreciate it. The world looks really beautiful, and I can't wait to explore. I'm sure it's going to be a nightmare to get through there, especially when it gets dark.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Oh, dude, yeah.
if you haven't
When-
played Dragon Dogma,
Get behind walls.
it's dark out when it's
This one's
night.
even darker than
Yeah,
the
it's
first
gonna
one.
be insane.
To
get through
absolute pitch blackness when it was nighttime.
there. Yeah. And just like way more crazy looking bosses, which is exactly what I need from Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
Like fighting some of the Cyclopses and stuff like that was so good in the new one. I can't wait to see what other wild stuff they come up with.
I really liked how they clearly are addressing the pawns and upgrading those. The fact that some pawns can like know different languages and then will translate for you,
Yeah.
making them feel like part of your party, not just like, okay, here's my like NPC backup characters. It's like, no, they're actually like,
A little more of a purpose.
yeah, more of a
Yeah.
purpose. So
Yeah, that
was sweet.
The third society they showed off was the elves. And
Yeah.
trying to help this brother rescue
Yeah.
his sister.
Yeah, a couple new races you can be, like the cat people. I'm pretty sure you couldn't be elves in the first game. I think it was just humans, but I could be wrong.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
don't
nice to
recall
see that.
elves.
Yeah, and then they had a new thing with the character creator too, which I thought was kind of cool. Like rather than just going through all the different sliders, they're just like you'd pick a thing, and they would like put a bunch of portraits around the option you selected. So like, okay, you could branch out in all of these different ways. Which one of these looks more like what you want to do? And then when you go to that, then there's another. So you could just like really like just kind of dial it in by
Giving
like how
you-
somebody looks
yeah.
rather than messing with all the sliders.
I think that's a cool
yourself.
idea. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. That's a good catch, Blood. I do appreciate that.
What class you going, Damiani? What are you vibing?
What classes they have? I've never touched Dragon's Dogma. What do they got?
What they showed this time around, although we saw some other ones before, the Trickster is the new one, and so you like swinging this smoking sensor around to do like all of these kind of illusory effects. So you can make enemies attack each other. You can buff your pawns. You can also like make these like smoke dragons and things appear. Like I'm not sure like the full extent of it, but they said it was like more of a support, distant kind of class that like you're manipulating the battle in your favor rather than doing a lot of direct attacks. They had a warrior with a big old flame sword. They had a sorcerer in there. I know there's a archer, right?
Yeah, there's the archer. There's a magic archer also who combines
looked
both of them.
really
There is, of
cool.
course, like a normal sorcerer.
And then secondary classes as you upgrade.
Yeah,
too,
there's
right?
higher like
There's
vocations.
There's a bandit, like
Yeah.
dual wielding, kind of faster rogue
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And there was like a spear wielding class later on too that I saw. So it's just looking so damn good, Blowbirth.
Yeah.
We're so pleased with this right now.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Damiani thinks after hearing those classes.
Well, I mean, yeah, they sound like pretty standard classes. Sorry, I'm just catching up. I'm watching this like now. I've had like no time to watch this.
For sure.
But this like Shadow of the Colossus fight going on here. Like, giant thing that you're like jumping on, like riding like some birds or whatever. And then like, dude, like cutting its eye and it just like gushes out whatever the heck is coming out of its eye.
Yeah.
Like, was this stuff in like the first one? Like this type of like giant scale battle like this?
I don't think that.
Is this
huge.
pretty
Not
sick.
as
that
big,
huge,
but
like you're climbing on big
beasts.
ogres' backs and stabbing them. Yeah, but nothing that.
Dude, this
massive.
thing just like throws a spear and destroys like a bridge. Like,
Yeah.
how like is
Yeah.
like the destructibility of the environment like on that scale before? Or is this like
Not
kind
in
of
the
new?
first one,
No.
really.
No.
Oh man, so that means like way
I mean-
more jank in this one. Good jank, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You want some Dragon's Dogma jank for sure.
The only thing I have concern right now is some of the performance isn't super hot all the time.
Yeah, we saw some
And
stuff at the
so,
end where
you know,
it was like
we'll s-
explosions go off and it got really
Yeah, we'll
framey.
see how it runs
It's a
when it's
style
actually out.
choice, you guys.
Yeah, it's a style choice, absolutely.
It's to show the impact it's having on the world.
Hopefully it'll run pretty good. Capcom games usually run pretty good, especially recently. I feel like a lot of their games, even like Monster Hunter Rise, which was on Switch, ran pretty damn good for what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm extremely hopeful, extremely hyped. Everyone in this building is hyped, even if you don't know it yet.
Day one.
Everyone listening, you should be hyped.
Day one.
Yeah, you should play it. Buy it on everything. It's on everything. It's cheap too.
Dark Arisen.
Dark Arisen.
Oh,
yeah,
Dark Arisen. Yeah, because
the first
that
game.
was one of the things
The
people
first
pointed
game.
out. Is this Capcom's first $70 game?
Yeah, I'll pay $70
Hell yeah, it's
for
a
this
pleasure.
game. No hesitation. No hesitation.
like
yeah,
it-
I saw so many people like being weird about Dragon's Dogma being 70, and I'm like, yeah, every game is 70 right now.
That's,
Yeah.
yeah,
What
that's
is
just
your
the way
problem?
things are.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
this is like the best timeline that we're getting this game. You know what I mean?
It's
like it's a
such
gift.
a win that this
Also,
game exists.
like,
Yeah.
they're huge. Dragon's Dogma is a huge video game,
Yeah.
and this one is going to be bigger, probably.
Oh yeah.
Very excited.
Yeah. And March 22nd. So
Great time to come out too.
there's
Really
some
good
time to clean up some of
Yep.
those things.
Finish
Really good
Rebirth
time.
off by then.
Oh yeah. Beat that game and finish that game off in a week.
Nice. Next up, we got this PC gaming show Most Wanted, which I think is the first time they've done this. I watched this thing this morning. It was kind of a weird one because essentially what they did was they took like a 2024 most anticipated list and then sort of merged it with the regular PC gaming show. And so, like, I just don't know that it really fully works because the consequence of that is it's like, okay, to like create their most anticipated list, they had this thing they jokingly called the Council, which was made up of not just the PC gamer staff, but also some content creators and some developers, so like including Sid Meier and Tim Schafer, Brian Fargo. And then I didn't catch the whole thing because I didn't expect there to be a pre-show, but like when I sat down, I was getting ready. They were talking about like the algorithms of like weighting different votes and things like that. And they
Whoa.
like weighted some games based on like whether or not they had an actual release window or not.
Whoa.
Okay.
So it was kind of strange. But the thing that was super weird about it is because they had basically a countdown from like 25 to 1. And then they had other stuff that was thrown in between there, other trailers and things. But some of these things that were on the countdown, because it's just their list of things that they're anticipating, they don't actually have anything new to show for it.
Right.
So a game would come up like Star Wars Outlaws or Avowed or GTA 6, and there would just be like, one of these streamers or one of the PC gamer staff just talking about it, or even like not even anyone on camera at all, just like Frankie voiceover just saying basic stuff about the game.
Yeah, even the Helldivers 2 one said like 2023 release date. It's like, no, that's
It was wrong.
2024.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that. So it was kind of strange. So we had like a bunch of those that were like almost nothing was said, like Sword of the Sea, Star Wars Outlaws, Skate Story, Avowed, Dragon's Dogma 2, which they had a little bit there from the developer, but it was still basically like the old footage, I think. GTA 6, Tekken 8, Silk Song.
Silk Song.
Silk
They had to bring Silk Song into it. It was nothing new.
That was Day 9 talking about it,
yeah,
right?
Day 9 jumped in on that
Yeah, it
one.
makes me really think it's going to be a Game Awards.
Yeah.
There's no reason to.
Let him believe.
Let
Let him be hopeful.
Marathon, Haunted Chocolatier, Helldivers 2, Hades 2, Elden Ring Shadow of the Earth
That was
Tree.
like a split second that popped up too. They're like, Elden Ring Shadow Tree, and it was immediately to number 1. I was like, oh.
No, they had
in
somebody
fast
like
forward
talking
coming.
about and saying like all the stuff that they wanted to see out of.
Oh, it was fast for us. I guess we were.
Yeah,
just
you
too
guys were on
fast.
like double speed or whatever.
It seemed like even
But,
on
yeah.
double speed, it seemed really fast. I was like, okay.
But there were a lot of games in here. So many that I definitely cannot go through a whole list of everything. But I got some highlights here. One of the ones that started things off is Still Wakes the Deep. This is from the Chinese Room.
Nice.
And
Wait, I didn't know that.
yeah. This is a haunted oil rig
Oh,
Oh,
right,
God,
this
I'm out.
game. Yeah.
off the coast of Scotland. Quote, all lines of communication have been severed, all exits are gone, all that remains is to face the unknowable horror that's come aboard. Yeah, and they showed a little bit of the game, and then they started talking to Jason Graves, who they brought on for composer. He did Tomb Raider, Dead Space, the Dark Pictures games, pretty much all of them, Until Dawn. And as he likes to do, he got this guy to make like a sound sculpture that looks like an oil rig. It's a musical instrument.
What?
That like you can like bang on or use a bow on or whatever, make all kinds of crazy creepy noises. He just
That's
he did
what,
something.
I saw pictures of that, and I was like, what is it?
Yeah, it's a
Awesome.
custom-made musical instrument for this soundtrack.
Because I've seen instruments like that before, like Cliff Mansell and Cliff Martinez both do that kind of stuff sometimes.
Yeah, Jason did it before for Tomb Raider. He had a crazy one.
Yo, that's a mini moog, dude.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If you're watching, it's coming up on the screen here now. But
That is wild.
and then they did something similar, I think, for Dying Light 2. I think had an instrument that was kind of like this too.
Sweet.
But yeah, just wild stuff.
Do we know if there's a creature hunting you down? Is that
Yeah, I think there's a creature on that,
so? Like maybe a little
That oil rig.
alien isolation.
but we don't know
vibes?
what it is.
Okay.
The nature of it.
Cool. Alien isolation on like a oil rig. I'm super in, and I like Chinese Room.
Yeah. Next up is Holston.
Yeah, dude.
Have you
Yeah.
checked this out now?
Yeah.
before?
I need to play the
We saw this,
demo
yeah.
as
Yeah.
soon as
heck
I get
yeah.
home. The second I'm home, Damiani, look at this thing.
Yeah,
I
so
was like, dude, this is like the perfect like thing. It's the fixed camera, but then you could go
Yup.
into like you could go
Right.
to like third person. I was like, this is the
this
best of
one.
both for Resident Evil.
This game is perfect in every way. I need to play it right now, inject it into my veins and my eyeballs.
yeah, so it's kind of got like a pixelated, like almost PlayStation 1 aesthetic, but it's its own little look to it. But yeah, you have the top-down Resident Evil style, but then you can also like go into aim mode and see everything up close or examine the environment really closely.
Yeah, I think it's whenever you raise your weapon, it automatically goes into over
Yeah.
the shoulder.
Also, the character is giving me a Rick Grimes vibe with the AK and that jacket.
Bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, hyped. Shotgun looks sweet as hell.
1990s Poland. Heavily inspired by Resident Evil and Silent Hill, of course. With the narrative team aiming for a darker Twin Peaks feel.
Oh,
So hitting all the boxes.
Cool. Looks really fun.
It looks so fun,
Heck yeah.
so good looking.
Yeah, it
Heck
looks
yeah.
really good.
Yeah,
And like we said, there is a demo on Steam right
Yeah.
Sick.
now.
must
One
play.
that has been around for a while and is starting to wrap up and show itself again. Harold Halibut
Oh, dude. Yeah.
has
This
been a lot of
looks
people's
amazing.
Yeah.
one of their favorites of the show here. So if you're not familiar with this, it's a stop motion adventure game. Everything in the game is created from physical models,
So insane.
and they started this more than 10 years ago.
Wow.
I remember seeing way back at E3 early demos of this.
Yeah.
So,
How far back? But 10 years ago? 10 years
probably
back?
it was
Holy
probably around the
crap.
time that they were starting.
Dude, yeah.
Dude.
Like I think GT like E3s. Yeah.
What do you say, Damiani?
Oh yeah, this is like insane seeing the 10 years of this pay off, because in motion this thing looks insane. Like I don't think I've seen anything like this. There's definitely been other stop motion games, but like how fluid and how detailed this looks, it's like holy crap. Like
Yeah.
high budget, even though it's probably not high budget, like it comes across as like insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we see a lot more of the world in this trailer too. Like when we saw the early demos, it was really just like all like in the space station or whatever. It's like a rocket that's like gone into like an ocean, and they're all just, I don't know exactly what's going on, but there's like political arguments and stuff going on with these guys, like different factions and stuff. But then you've also got these alien fish people that like Harold's interacting with. But yeah, it's finally coming early 2024. It's launching on Game Pass.
Oh, nice.
So,
Very nice.
and yeah, it looks super
Yeah,
cool.
fantastic. Definitely worth checking out the trailer for.
One of those games that shows the power of video games. Just like being able to play something like this. This is what like we would dream about stuff like this.
Yeah,
you know what I
Guillermo
mean?
del Toro know about
Like,
this?
this is wild. Or Christopher Nolan, he loves stop motion. He produced a stop motion documentary like a few years back. I wonder if this is on his radar.
Yeah. Unforetold Witchstone. This is an interesting one that it's like one of those things where like the details being described are maybe more exciting than what you're looking at. But it was really interesting to me. They say that Ed Greenwood is involved, who I guess is one of the creators or the creator of Forgotten Realms. And this is a CRPG with some dinosaurs thrown in there as well. But they're really like going all in on nonlinear narrative choices, reactive world stuff. They're talking about, quote, its inhabitants act and react with purpose. They own properties, have unique personalities, befriend some and make enemies of others. They have likes and dislikes and can form an appreciation of or disdain for factions, individuals, and you. How you interact with them builds your bespoke world and tells your unique story. And one of the things that they showed off in this is like the way, like your dialogue choices aren't just like a bunch of pre-written sentences. Like you take like fragments of sentences and like form your own sentences to like try to like go towards your goals with different people and try to read them and stuff like
That's
that.
really fun, Blood. I love that because that is like one thing that I feel like can evolve even further as we get into these just crazy branching narrative RPGs. It's like, yo, if you find a way to actually let my character like really customize what they say, not just a couple options, you know, that's promising. That's cool.
Yeah. And they were talking about like how, you know, different people are going to respond differently to like whether you try to sweet talk them, you try to threaten them, you can try to like make a logical argument against them and like make them see things your way practically, you know. And then it's got turn-based tactical combat because they also thought that was, you know, important about like thinking through all of your decisions.
Yeah.
And that's still a ways out, but it's going to hit early access January 25th.
Nice.
So be able to get a little time in and see how that stuff works in practice.
See you in a few years, probably. Yeah.
Back to the freak show. Dark web streamer.
Oh, yeah. This looks like a Mike game.
Yo, what is this Blair Witch shit?
Yeah.
It's Blair Witch.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so you like go like they have this live action
VHS.
grainy night footage of like going in and like looking at his old computer, and then like all of these weird websites and images. It's like, we are in your machine, stream your death. Just like, I don't know how this plays. Looks like maybe you click around on a bunch of websites and follow the clues, follow the rabbit hole. I don't know.
Yo.
Do not sleep. Stream. We are watching. It's like,
Cool.
yeah, it's like a streamer's nightmare right here.
Yep.
We are in your
skin.
skin.
That's disturbing. Jeez, this is some very disturbing imagery. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I've had this dream before.
Dark web streamer. Yeah, I wonder if there'll be actual streaming integration there.
Oh,
with
that would be
something,
interesting.
or-
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Twitch
Like
integration
Twitch
on that?
integration.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I pulled this one in just for you, Hubert.
And Isla, both equally hyped.
Gloomwood
Yeah.
update. A little quickie here. New area called the Underport. And
Nice.
Just release it. Just release it.
if you're not familiar, this game has been in early access for a while, and like every couple of months they'll like add another level or something like this. And
Well, again, if I know that a wait is going to be long, I'm so patient. It's so chill. But when this was in early access, it said release date soon.
That was before early access.
Yeah, really? Okay. So it was maybe hyping up early access release date?
maybe, yeah.
I
But-
mean, it said soon TM for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
And then it switched to early access, which it's been in for like a year and a half.
Yeah. So I'm so ready for Gloomwood. I'm so ready.
It's good. What's there is really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, what we've played has been really
I
awesome.
played the early access and it was good. I didn't play all of it, but it was very good. And I was like,
Yeah.
all right, just wait.
cool, like cane swords,
Yeah.
good weapons, just like immersive sim vibes, like Deus Ex freaking meets
Slow,
like
yeah.
nightmare creatures almost in a way.
It to me like, and I mean obviously early access works for many different kinds of games, but this one
Definitely.
it feels like a weird candidate for early access to me, where it's like, I want to wait till this is done so I can really get into it, and because like diving really in and taking your time and all that stuff, and then it just stops. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's like areas missing.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to have it all.
Yeah, for sure. I'm so ready. It's gotta be close. It's gotta be next year. I
I
would
hope so.
imagine.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's good. I mean, they, at the end of the day, like when we finally get it, they've clearly been taking their time and massaging it. They don't want to mess it up because it's really promising, that
Yeah.
game. That is going to be a hopeful big hit.
This next one is like one of these things where like the PR team and the graphics team, I don't know if they've decided on what the name of this is yet, because it says Drowned Lake. And then like when you get to the logo, it's like Our Lady of the Drowned Lake. I'm like, okay. Two versions of the name of this game. But this also has some live action, a lot of live action footage going on in this trailer, which I think may be part of the game as well.
Oh, Remedy.
Yeah. So,
Remedy now.
but they're talking about missing persons. They've got a lot of this live action stuff with like zooming in on
Sign me
TVs
up.
and stuff.
Immediately in.
Something sinister in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
This all sound pretty familiar right now.
It's not a lake, blood.
But then, yeah, you get footage of this guy in the boat, including both some live action stuff and some like gameplay shots of the boat. So I imagine you're just going to be all around this lake checking out the freak show.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looks scary.
looks good. Reminds me of Resident Evil 7.
I was just thinking that.
Yes.
For sure.
Yeah, it does. The lake in Resident Evil 7 for sure.
Our Lady of, the Drowned Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Next
Yeah,
up,
wait, I wonder how that gameplay is going to be, though, blood. Like,
I do
if
wonder.
you're playing the
Like,
live
how much
action?
are you in the boat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay.
Next up is Spine, which I think, Huber, you may be into, because I think I'm getting
Yeah.
some Sifu vibes out of this.
And some John Wick, gun fu,
Yes.
real intimate personal kills. What is gameplay? What is not, though?
Oh, well, I think this
Yeah.
first thing is a cutscene.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Like when she shoots here, watch it definitely looks like gameplay, and it looks like the kind of the worst part of it. And not that she'll be like running, and it'll be like over the shoulder. It's coming.
Yeah, I think we're still in this. This first scene is full cutscene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then when it cuts, now we're in gameplay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
like
That's
that
gameplay.
kind of looked a little soft, just like
It looks like they're playing it in slow motion or something.
There might be some of that because they really are going. Like Huber used the exact words they used, like gun fu, slow mo, cinematic action. Yeah, and then this
Gun
last shot is
kata.
back to cutscene again.
Yeah.
These trains.
I am extremely cautiously optimistic on this. This could be a sleeper hit, cult classic. Like it's got
I'm
cult
ex-
classic written all over it already.
Uh,
But I don't know. I don't know.
It said / something spine repeat. I wonder if it's like a one-hit death kind of game, like Ghost Runner or something.
yeah.
I
You
think
just
it said
redo-
slash shoot repeat. or
Yeah, you
something.
like redo. Or like Hotline Miami, like a lot of that kind of stuff. I wonder.
What are you
Yeah.
thinking, Damiani?
Sorry, I don't. This does not give me any confidence when I was watching it. Why are you even putting this on the list? I was like, probably Huber, right? Because it's like seafood. I was like, yep.
Damn, dude.
I mean, you call it gameplay. The whole thing looks
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just mocked
Totally.
up to me.
Totally,
So
totally.
It seems very early. Yeah.
Yep.
So like, I would be more like extremely cautious than any optimistic.
It's like I care way less nowadays because I just I don't even watch trailers anymore because like, you know, Brandon Jones is not around to just like constantly throw trailers up everywhere. So I just don't engage with trailers. But it's like a couple years ago that trailer would have been the perfect example of like why I don't like trailers. It's like, yo, is this even going to be what this game is? Like, what even this is like a proof of concept that you're showing the publisher. It's like, yo, we want to strive for this.
What is this?
Yeah,
Exactly.
so
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm nervous about it for sure.
I got a quote here about a little bit more of the setup and the story. Spine is a single-player, story-rich action game where the player takes on the role of rebellious street artist Redline, accompanied by her sentient combat implant, Spine.
Okay, that's a cool premise.
Join them as they challenge the autocratic AI regime of Tensor Corporation while learning to trust each other.
That's cool.
Yo, sentience is not something I look for in my implants.
Yeah, it's like Doc Ock.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
hand in fucking Vampire Hunter D just talking to you all the time.
Yeah.
The gross face on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, or the sword. And,
So that gives me concern,
nice.
though.
Midnight, yeah.
The companion, it could be like another Forspoken situation. You know,
Right,
people
yeah.
didn't really like Cuff.
The Cuff,
So
yeah.
yeah, someone from chat just. Who was that? Gabby.
Oh
who
my
got
god,
that?
Japanese dude, you're so right. It's literally the movie Upgrade.
Yep. Good movie. Sick
Yeah.
movie. I hope though that in the early goings of the game, it like fights with you actually, like gameplay wise. So it makes things like harder. Maybe it'll like
Yeah,
pull you in other directions or do weird things, and then maybe by the end you're just like this fluid
yeah.
killing machine.
Or just like, yeah, upgrading synchronicity would be a good way to upgrade the, like,
Right.
justify the upgrading.
Yeah, it's like a persona bond. Like you need
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
that bond to get your skill points up on some level or another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
give it some
Drift
batteries. It likes
compatibility
you.
Mm-hmm.
with your own spine.
Next up is what I think is probably the most impressive thing from the show, even though I haven't played first Path of Exile.
Okay.
But Path of
Yeah.
Exile 2 here
Yeah.
is looking really good,
It's
sounding really good.
yeah.
This is what the popular kids play for sure.
It's looking very good.
Path of Exile 2. This is a big hitter.
Man, the bear looks so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks really fantastic. And obviously, Path of Exile is an old game now at this point, but visually, this looks like a huge step up.
Yeah.
Yeah. They started with a little bit of a studio tour, some shots around New Zealand and all of that. But then they get in there and talk to the devs, and they're saying a lot of the things that they're working on their goals here, like making it more responsive, making it feel more satisfying, like an action game. They're keeping all of the depth from Path of Exile, but now that like
A lot of depth.
like all that stuff kind of got added over years and years and
Yeah.
years, and it was kind of like when you come at it as a newcomer, it can be kind of intimidating.
Oh,
and
I'll
so they're
say.
saying.
I'll say.
They're keeping all that kind of under the hood, but they're making it more streamlined and easier to
Sure.
understand. They've added a dodge roll,
Yeah.
and so with that, like a lot of the enemies are faster as well. But it also serves with some of your spell casting. So your dodge roll is kind of like a cancel.
Oh, okay. So,
So
you
if,
cancel
like-
spells.
Yeah. So if you're doing a long cast and
That's
this guy's
cool.
coming at you, it's like, oh, okay, dodge roll out of the way, get out of that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see because Diablo just came out, you know, so it'll be interesting to see
Yeah.
what they've
Toe-to-toe.
learned from looking at that. Because like Diablo 4 was like the fastest selling Diablo game. It was huge, one of the highest selling games of the year. Then it feels like it kind of dropped off. Now it's kind of settled into a spot where the people that are still there are happy with it.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they respond to just that
Yeah.
whole.
It's so funny
thing.
because every time I hear about PoE and Diablo, it always seems like the people who are more happy with what PoE is doing. Usually.
Definitely.
Obviously, Diablo 4 is it's pretty new. It's got plenty of time to grow, but every time I hear about PoE, people are much more hot on it.
Yeah, just more passion.
Freaky baby.
Way
on
more
this woman's
More
passion.
screen.
passion. Yeah.
Giant teeth. They did talk
class.
about monsters interacting with the environment more, like doing more environmental damage. They talked about monsters riding on other monsters.
Cool, dude.
So
Mounted.
yeah.
That's sick.
Very.
They talked about making the crossbows feeling like completely different from the
Yeah,
regular
that
bows.
gunner class
those like a
looked
shotgun almost.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet that's like I bet that's like one of the upgrades, right? Like you have these like you could probably
Yeah.
go more like sniper oriented or more, spread shot kind of thing.
Spoiler alert, like Pulverize in Diablo is definitely one of my top moves of
Oh, I figured
2023.
for the game, I was like,
Yeah.
that's not a spoiler.
No. Pulverize is like so good.
I was like,
So
you
it's-
have to say what you're spoiling. You can't just say spoiler alert.
Pulverize.
Pulverize, dude. Well, like now
Pulverize.
that you can be a bear in this, so it'll be like the
Yeah,
Battle of
it's
the
gonna be tough,
Bears,
man.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bears.
Best bear.
Best bears
Gonna
dude.
win.
Yeah.
And even though they had like one of the meteor presentations in here, they had like a good 5 or 6 minutes in the show. They also later today they had a big live stream of their own
Oh,
to
okay.
like really dig
Cool.
into stuff for
That's
the fans.
sick.
So
That's great.
look out for that if you want more.
It also
XL
just
news.
feels like is this just my just like perspective on it or something? It just feels like Path of Exile is allowed to be more hardcore and maybe take more risks compared to big Blizzard and Diablo trying to appeal to even
So
more people. You know, Path of Exile like is hardcore. That's a hardcore game.
yeah, I think that's part of the strength is they
Yeah.
really catered to the people that
Yeah.
love those games. They're trying to get two separate audiences, I guess.
Yeah,
But
because Diablo's like really you can easily just jump in.
it's super easy to hop in.
streamlined.
But Blood was saying this one will be
Yeah.
a little more streamlined too. So
Yeah.
it's a fine balance of finding it.
Ooh, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
to see that all shake out.
Yeah. Damiani, you might be into this. Death Grip.
Huber's into it also.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what does
yeah.
it look like?
It is just straight up pod racing.
Yes, dude.
It is fun. Yeah,
It's
it is.
absolutely just episode 1 racer. Like,
That's all I want.
That's all it is. Even Frankie said something like afterwards. It's like, yeah.
Whoa, like to the point where I feel
Yeah.
like they're gonna get sued.
No,
Yeah,
because
it's legally
Star Wars
distinct.
doesn't give a fuck about pod racing, so they don't even care.
But like these things look like the pod racers.
They absolutely
exactly.
do. They absolutely do. There's probably some like very minor design differences that can make them legally distinct, but it is pod racing.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks sick
Yeah.
as hell.
It does have
It
guns
does.
too.
Oh, okay.
That's-
That's guns.
I mean, they were
sick.
pretty
Wipeout.
shady though. In
That's like Wipeout.
pod racing.
just need to get a episode 1 Podracer cabinet and put this on it instead. Like, this would be sick.
That
you
would be
know,
fun.
Feel that vibration. Yeah,
No, oh my god, there's a demo right
Yeah, there's a
too.
demo
Gotta
right
play
now.
that.
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Like why do they not care about pod racing
Well, they did a
anymore?
re-release of pod racing. I think there's a couple pod racing games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like back in the day.
Yeah. Well, look. What do you want from them? How many? Star
I mean,
Wars
they
games are
only
gonna
did
make?
episode 1 pod racing, and like, or it was
Whoa.
No,
only
they did a PS2 one.
They
Pod
did it,
racing
yeah.
was
there's
only
like
in
2 or 3
episode
pod
1.
racing
Yeah.
games total,
Yeah.
and it was around the time of the prequels.
Yeah.
And since then,
Yeah.
they have forsaken pod racing.
Yeah.
No pod racing in the
Yeah, I guess
shows. No pod racing in the
tied
sequel shows, like or the
Yeah.
sequel movies.
Yeah.
They don't even mention it.
Yeah.
Why? I want to know why.
I don't know because it didn't make sense. I guess I don't know. They didn't write it in.
yeah. I don't know either. Yeah, but Huber, this is a case of what we always talk about, where a game just needs to come back from like either a certain type of genre or a certain type of game. We haven't seen it like 10, 20 years. This is it. I mean, you didn't, as you said, you didn't get a pod racing game for forever, and now they're just giving you one. So even if it's like a swimming in sevens game,
Yeah.
still kind of like a victory, because
Heck yeah.
and who knows, maybe it catches on, and like Nintendo seasons like, yo, we're gonna release more F-Zero games because these high-speed futuristic racer genres like popular again, like revitalize
Extreme
it, baby.
G's coming
Wipeout.
back, dude.
Extreme G comes back.
Let's
Wipeout
go.
gets revived.
It's all because of Death Grip.
Death Grip does it. Yeah.
Yes, Damiani, I
Death
love
Grip
it.
in Fortnite, or they'll make it.
Apparently, the New Republic outlawed pod racing because it was too dangerous.
Oh, it is dangerous.
Some hardcore lore
So
action
in
there. I
the
respect it.
In
Huts got
world,
taken out.
it was outlawed.
And you know what I will say? There's a pod racer emote in Fortnite, so
Yes.
we got that.
Yeah.
We got that. Okay.
Because like the Huts seemed involved with the racing
Dude.
a lot.
Yeah.
But they lost all their power.
Yo, Andor season 2, pod racing. Let's go.
Well, I think pod
sorry.
racing may or may not have been in the trailer for Outlaws. People were saying.
Oh, maybe.
Yo, if there
I'm trying to find that out
Really?
right now.
Oh my god, there is. I bow down
I feel
to
like
No,
I would have
better.
remembered that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Pod
Somebody in chat
racing
said that. I'm trying to
in-
find out. I'm trying to see.
Pod racing in Kingdom Hearts 4.
Sora pod racing arc.
Sora
Dude,
pod
I
racing.
I cannot.
It's gonna be Return of
my
the Jedi,
God.
man. You're gonna get the speeder bike,
Yeah.
which will be sick, dude.
That's sick too. That's sick too.
yeah, man.
Okay, I guess she like
PTSD.
walks past a pod racing engine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like
It's a nod.
it's like decrepit in the background.
Got it.
That still I love it. It's
yeah, I
a
think
nod.
I do.
I will
I do
ta-
remember that. I
Thank
do
you,
remember
Chad.
that.
I
Thank
feel like
you.
there's
Yeah.
gotta be a
I
pod
found
racer
that,
nod
but yeah.
in like the Jedi games. I feel like there has to be on one planet or something.
Yeah.
Just like an engine laying around.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Figure it out, chat.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah. Love
Report
it.
back.
Thank you for that, Chad. That's awesome. That's so cool. Outlast, number one anticipated game now.
We got this one here for Isla.
Or Outlaws.
Islands of Insight. Do you remember this one?
I do.
Yeah, this is like crazy open world puzzle game. All these floating islands with thousands of handcrafted puzzles from all these
Yeah.
different puzzle designers.
Thousands?
Yeah. Very difficulties, very genres of puzzles. Like there's hidden object puzzles, you
That's
got
some
your
lasers.
laser puzzles, you got all kinds of stuff. And they're saying there's like no linear path to go through. It's just like you go and you find the puzzles that you like and that you want to do, and you do those and you move on to find something else you like if you're getting frustrated with what's going on. So
And it's like an MMO, I guess. Like
yeah.
It reminds me of Myst Online, which I was huge into and would play on ye old internet.
Yes, it's like a
it's a
shared
cute-
world,
yeah.
but you can go solo if you want as well. So it's kind of like how Mario Wonder does it, I
okay.
think.
Go slowly. Well, there are other people in the world though that they show in the trailer,
Yeah.
like running around with you.
Are you in for this, Isla?
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're in.
Oh for sure.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna see if Jason wants to play, and we'll just like dick around in here and see.
I like those puzzles that it kept showing where you have to land the big block on the
Yeah.
colored tiles on the floor. Those are fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll live or die on if the puzzles are good and if it, like, if it feels like microtransaction-y somehow, that'll be kind of a bummer.
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's like you got to get paid, so whatever. But
Yeah. Kind of gives me like a Immortals of Avian aesthetic a little bit.
Mm.
you
Just
shut
like
your
kind of
mouth.
flying around. Hey, that's a good game.
All that
Immortals
shit
of
glowing.
Avian. Yeah.
I mean,
And that
what,
was a puzzle game too. That had so many puzzles. It was way more puzzly than combat.
what excites me about this is like there are so many, shooters like this or like waifu games like this, and it's like. Finally, one of these for the puzzle nerds, Like,
Yeah.
I would love if this picks up because it would be really nice.
Yeah. And that's coming from Behavior Interactive, the guys behind Dead by Daylight and Meet Your Maker
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
publishing.
I do like Meet Your
Yeah.
Maker. Oh,
Yeah.
they're publishing it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then that's the full game is coming out in February. But there
Nice.
is a demo for that one today, too.
Today?
Mhm.
Jason. Jason.
Jason. Press X to Jason.
Press X to Jason. Yeah, you should get those sound effect on your phone or something.
We should.
No, don't tell them to do
Just
that.
all the
Yeah,
time.
Don't tell them that.
That'll drive Brad insane.
We got a quick look at Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. Remember, that was also picked up by the Chinese Room.
Yeah. Is this really coming out?
Yeah, this is really coming out.
Next year.
It went dormant because they had to restart.
I always think that. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
god.
But
Kind of a skull and bones
didn't get
situation.
a lot. We did not get a lot here because we got like a couple of dialogue scenes and then a little tiny bit of gameplay.
The combat looked sick.
Mhm.
Really sick. The like speed and power mix, really cool.
Yeah, I like the little creeping through the shadows
Mm-hmm.
bit, and yeah, you've got a good slide in there,
Yeah.
and then just
Boom.
go in there and just like slash at those gunmen,
Awesome.
and that's basically it.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy that it's a new
Mm-hmm.
clan. Like, I mean, maybe that was a clan in the later books, but I'm unfamiliar with this clan.
Can I recruit
Um,
Willem? Because he looks amazing.
Yeah, he seems like some kind of informant or something. He's a
Yeah.
Nosferatu by the look of it. But
Big fan.
Yeah.
Recruit.
He's a rat.
Yeah, he's probably a rat.
But they've
For sure.
circled fall 2024 for that.
He
So
probably eats rats for sure.
I hope it makes it.
get there in time for
It
Halloween.
seems cool.
I didn't think Skull and Bones would come out.
It's not out yet.
Yeah, it's not out yet. There's still time
I
for delay.
refuse until I see Don playing it.
Yeah, you're right.
Don's not gonna play it.
That would be the biggest travesty of all time.
Yeah,
If
Oh,
Don
man.
didn't play Skull and Bones
Yeah.
after championing it for years.
I would be bummed.
What would it take to get Don to not play it? What do you
Almost
think?
anything.
No, to not play it?
A change in the wind, a fleeting whim.
Yeah, a fleeting
Okay.
whim is perfect, Tyler.
One can never. It is folly to try to predict what that man will do.
Just one day, he's like, I don't like the size of the ships.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like the color of the wood on the boat.
there definitely would be something like that for sure. And then their number one most wanted is Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. And this was an interesting one because
Carnoble?
huh?
Carnoble?
Chernobyl, yeah. They
Isn't
said
it
it in the
Chernobyl?
Ukrainian way,
Oh.
but
Foolish
I'm
me.
not that good at that.
Yeah.
But it started with a really heartfelt message from the dev, thanking everybody for picking their game and stuff like that, and how their game has come to represent Ukraine's unbreakable spirit. Talked about like all the different things that they've gone through, not just with the war, but like the pandemic before that, and people
Yeah.
hacking them and all this other stuff.
Yeah, dude.
Gosh.
And they've got staff members that are like in the military now and not able to be there working on the game.
Wow.
So it's craziness. But then it's like the trailer they gave us is like, man, you got to be really into Stalker lore, I feel, to understand what's going on.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of dialogue scenes and people talking to you, and this guy is like,
Yeah, it's a capital 2.
Yeah.
yeah, is this guy talking about like breaking free from the control of like, I don't know, some system they had, and he's like, when it stopped, then like it was like I woke up for the first time or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I don't know what else going on.
I never finished it. I had Metro and Stalker both growing up, and I ended up getting through Metro because it was just more streamlined. Stalker was so hardcore, so hard. I was too young. I bet if I went back now, I could eventually get through it. But back then, it was just a lot to handle. So it's definitely one of those games that's slow, hardcore. So it's like, do I want to go back now and get all ready for this Capital 2?
Yeah.
You know?
But they say that it's on track now for first quarter
That's good.
2024.
That's good.
So we shall see it soon.
Yeah. Awesome.
Probably see some more gameplay.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Stalker 2.
And that and that's not all the good stuff. Those are just the main big highlights. I also wanted to highlight some release dates that got announced. Some other release dates. Homeworld 3, which
Homeworld
is
3.
also looking pretty good.
Nice.
High IQ game.
March 8th.
Looks really good.
They were talking about like, yeah, we had the ideas for this game back then, but we didn't have the technology. It
God, I
took 20
love
years
that.
for the technology to catch up
That
with
is
our vision.
one of my favorite things of all time with movies or games. When it's like, yeah, we just didn't have the tech. Couldn't reach our vision. The vision was too advanced.
Yeah.
Dragon's
just,
Dogma 2, baby.
just these massive capital ships that are
Yeah.
like planetary sized, yeah.
Love that.
Ultros is coming February 13th.
Ultros,
It's
yeah.
that crazy
Yep.
action game that looks
Yeah.
like just all these
LSD
crazy colors.
Metroidvania.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Pacific Drive, February 22nd.
Pacific Drive.
Woo!
Truly, still one of my most anticipated games of the year. Cannot wait. I'm ready to drive.
And then a week before that, Solium Infernum is February 14th.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's coming from the Armello devs. It's an adaptation, but basically that's a sort of Civ-style strategy game in hell. The Prince of Darkness has disappeared, and so everybody else is trying to fight it out. Who's going to be the next ruler of hell?
Sandman Book 4, dude.
Prepare to meet Kali.
In hell. If I'm not mistaken, the trailer made a Heroes of Might and Magic reference also. which
Oh, I wouldn't
I'm
be
very
surprised,
excited
yeah.
about. I loved that game as a teen.
Yeah. Next up, little quickie. Beyond Good and Evil Anniversary Edition
Yeah. Yeah.
was accidentally announced and released months before it should have been.
What happened here?
Technical
Ubisoft.
error.
Somebody
The
pushed
official
something.
line.
Yeah.
But yeah, so supposedly it's coming out early next year. A early build was temporarily available to download for Ubisoft Plus members.
Whoa, I missed that part.
So do those
promotion.
people still have access to that? Or?
I don't know if you can still play it. I know that people that put up videos like Game Explain got a copyright strike.
Whoa.
Straight up.
Ooh.
I mean, if they
yikes.
release a game,
Yeah.
that's
It's some bull
absurd. That is some bullcrap.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
you gotta be careful with that. Nah.
But they released
I'm on
it.
your side. I'm on your side where you probably
Yeah.
should, but I mean, there have been instances where a game is out in a different region, and you posting any videos of it, like they'll like copyright strike you too, because they'll call that a leak because it's not officially out in your region.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Pokemon.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
I'm excited.
The little muttered Pokemon.
I've never played Beyond Good and Evil, so I want to play it.
Yeah.
And
They did a HD version in
Yeah,
2011.
I missed it. Yeah. But it's like, and like 2's not coming out anytime soon, so I got plenty of time to play
Skull
it,
and
dude.
Bones situation.
Oh, that was something. That was a funny thing. They had Frankie speedrun a bunch of titles that have been announced for years and we know nothing about. And Beyond Good and Evil 2 as well.
Yeah, that's
Bioshock
bigger
4 was in
vaporware.
there too. But they gave her 30 seconds and like a script to like, okay, blast through all of
what were
these
some
titles.
other?
in
What were
30
some others,
seconds.
Blood? You remember any more? That's fun.
I don't off the top of my head.
Oh, okay.
Not off the top of my head. But
No
it
worries.
was great.
That is good.
There's things that are in the description though. 4K 60 FPS, improved controls, improved audio,
Very nice.
Nice.
auto saves, cross save
Ooh.
to go between platforms.
Autosaves feels like a big one for an older game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an old like,
Yes.
probably. Yeah.
Because there's some stealth elements and stuff in there too, so that'd be nice to not like
Yeah,
screw up some stealth thing and
totally.
get kicked
Chat
way
is
back.
saying Dragon Age, Project 007, Project L, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
We're in there.
Those are some good ones.
There's speedrun mode. There's a new anniversary gallery, which
Love that.
I don't know how involved that'll be, but it could be really interesting.
Yeah. That's cool.
And then, yeah, where's BG&E 2,
Where's BGT?
Have you seen this game?
which has been in development for almost this entire 20 years. it
Would you
seems.
count this as Signs of Life for 2 or no?
Gotta be.
I wouldn't. I mean,
I always
You'd
do.
be foolish.
No matter what, I always do. Anytime even like, I joke about Onimusha, but even the Onimusha anime comes out, and to me, signs of life for the franchise.
Yeah.
Signs of life. There's a pulse.
It's like bleeding out, but
Yeah.
it's still like
yes.
its fingers are twitching at least
Yes.
or something.
the other thing that's
Yes.
really strange about BG&E 2 is that, like, the last couple of times we've seen it, it just doesn't look anything like a sequel.
No.
It just looks like an entirely different game with the
Yeah.
same IP. And it's like, okay.
I mean, it looks like a movie because it's always just been CG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there are a couple of things that seem to cross over, like some of the species and stuff. But yeah.
Pigman.
Yeah.
Species, dude.
Species.
Justice for Syl. dude.
Yeah, she's the victim.
She's a victim.
We got more news to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe and ring that bell on YouTube. It helps us and it helps you stay connected. And now, a word from our sponsors.
The holidays are coming up, which is a complicated time of year. And one of the complicated elements is gift giving. My family, given our Norwegian heritage, I guess, has always opened gifts on Christmas Eve, for example, and stockings on Christmas Day. But it can get tough to remember to give time and energy and gifts to yourself during the holiday season, whether that means like giving yourself some time away from everybody else, setting some boundaries, defining what you give to yourself. And the holidays are a great time to do that. If you're fortunate enough to have some time off, that's a great thing to do. And talking to a therapist can help you with that kind of stuff, can help you have tools and language to talk to your family and say, hey, I need some space without everybody getting mad at you, maybe. You know, just don't forget to give yourself some rest this holiday season. I talk to my therapist every week, and it always feels like a nice, restful moment for me. It's a safe kind of place, and I know that they're always on my side, you know, and I can talk to them about just about anything, which has lately included holiday planning and stress about that, and, you know, missing my parents and all that kind of stuff. So it's really nice to have somebody to talk to, especially in times like this. And if you're thinking about starting therapy, which I think you should, because I think everybody should have a therapist, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge, which is very important. It's not like buying a pair of shoes or whatever, although I guess you could get the wrong pair of shoes too and trade those back in. It's a lot like buying a pair of shoes. If you get the wrong size, get different ones, you know? If you get the wrong fit, get a new therapist, and they make that easy at BetterHelp. In the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/allies today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/allies. Go to betterhelp.com/allies, get 10% off your first month. Try it out. Thanks.
And if you are a patron of Easy Allies, thank you. All right. While I was putting this thing together, you guys were playing Lethal Company. Tell me about it.
Yeah, man.
Co-op game,
Wow.
proximity mics.
Co-op game, so you are 4 like grunts pretty much sent on a planet to scavenge supplies, collect them and bring them back to your corporation that owns you.
Yeah.
And if you don't give them enough money, you get killed or something bad usually happens.
Yes.
Like we were on our way back, or we had like no money blood, and they just shot us out of the evac, like out of the back, and we died.
Yeah, if you don't meet the quota, they space you.
Yeah, they space
Wow.
you. I like got killed by like tentacles, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rang the bell too much. I guess they didn't like that.
Brad got eaten at one point.
Yeah, I got eaten from. That was like something just on the planet.
A lot of people fall into their deaths just in dark corridors.
Oh, yeah.
I think I did see that.
Flashlight.
Somebody
Yeah.
missed the jump.
But there's like you basically go to these.
Brad was
planets.
already dead.
Yeah, I was
when I hit him
You,
with a stop sign.
You have like a terminal you can click onto to like buy stuff, but you can pick what planet you want to go to. So you type it in there, and everyone lands there. And it seems like the planets are kind of randomly generated.
That's what I was
elements
wondering, yeah.
to an extent, yeah. So everyone gets off on there, and you can explore. You want to go find loot. You find like a lot of trash and stuff, just worn out stuff.
Yeah.
But there's
You can only carry like 3 or
Yeah.
4 things.
there's like wildlife in some of the zones too. Sometimes there's bees. The bees killed us all.
Bees.
We got killed by bees. Then
A lot.
there's like these like bunkers essentially you go to, or like indoor areas. And they're very dark blood often. There's some lights, but there's like traps there, like turret guns. There's landmines. And
Goo
sometimes
monsters.
there's like, weird freaks in there.
Fucking Coilhead, dude.
Yeah.
He was like Blink from Doctor Who. He only moved when you weren't looking at him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Horrifying.
He looked like a Silent Hill guy.
It was sick.
I got
Nice.
killed by like a necromorph looking thing.
Yeah.
There's like this guy that jumped onto Dawn. And
Yeah, that was
like,
nuts.
Hubert had to hit him off with like a shovel or something like that. So, and like, you get money when you bring stuff back to your ship, but if you want to have supplies, you obviously need to buy them through your computer. You can buy like flashlights, which are super good. You can buy walkie-talkies, so if you get separated from each other, you can like
Yeah,
radio into
because if
each
you
other.
go
Yeah.
go apart just a little bit from each other, you cannot
you can't
hear
hear
them
Yeah. The
at
fall
all.
off is like 20 or 30 feet, probably.
Yeah,
So
That's
it's really good to have those tools. Like we had funny situations where it's like one of us, we'd all go out, one of us would have the walkie-talkie, and we'd leave one back at base. So if we got separated,
yeah,
and we didn't know if someone was dead or not, we could like walkie-talkie once you get back to the ship to try to communicate. I had the walkie-talkie, I was dead, but Hubert made it out. It was just really fun, chaotic time because like, we're figuring stuff out as we're doing it. Mm-hmm. We're stumbling, but we started to get the hang of it. But
yeah.
we had a lot of fun.
It seemed like a really, really good learning curve.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
where it's
yeah.
like even when you're failing and you don't know what's going on, you're learning it at a really good pace, and as things start to make sense, and then your group as a whole starts to do better. So I was just blown away by how good of a co-op game it is. Like everyone just kind of, someone had the flashlight, someone had the shovel, like Brad was saying, the walkie-talkie. when you go into these bases, there's multiple ways to go.
Yeah, you can get lost.
Yeah, so it's pretty easy to get lost and separated from each other. But then also everyone's just trying to like get in there, get a little loot, maybe go out. So yeah, just the way everyone was working together, but also like kind of doing their own little thing, because it's hard to fully, as 4 people, move everywhere together.
Right.
And especially when you have voice proximity, because if like, you all walk into a room and there's like 5 ways to go, and you just split up, you're like, hey, I'm over. Hey, where is everyone? Is everyone there?
Yeah.
Is anyone there? Like Dawn got separated at one point, and it was just like, hello?
Yeah.
Anyone? Is anyone there?
Yeah.
Like it's freaky when you find out you're alone and no one is responding, because when they're dead also,
Yeah, that's
they
what
can't
I was
talk.
gonna say. Yeah. The dead people can all hear each other, but it has like it took a lot of good from Phasmophobia, I think. Like it's definitely got the onboarding process is different in Phasma than when we initially played it, but like definitely a quicker learning curve, like Hubert was telling me or saying, but like, it's so fun. And the talking when you're dead is so funny, because like when you're alive, you just hear someone like, oh god, and then the scream gets suddenly cut off. But then when you're dead, you've been watching them, and then their scream picks up into the dead channel, and you're just like, oh, okay, welcome to the afterlife. It's so fun, dude.
There's a nice sense of like, urgency, Blood, because there's a time limit for how long you can be on some of these planets, and you have a certain amount of days to get your quota.
And that's such a good point, Brad, because that also leads into people separating a little bit, because there's just this little bit of panic. So it's like, I just got to get in there, get the loot, and get the hell out. Instead of everyone, if you had more time, everyone would just be like, okay, let's just go slow. Let's go in this room. It's like you kind of have to split up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, and like the like reality of the game, and the kind of notion of this evil corporate kind of like mentality, it was so fun to see it bear fruit in even our own playing. Like it took us like one cycle of 4 days and missing our quota to be like, if you get stuff back to the ship and you're not sure if people are alive, just leave without them, man. We can't afford it. It'll impact the bottom line. Like human lives became worthless.
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Damiani, dude, cannot wait to play this with you.
Damiani.
Dude.
Everyone is streaming this game right now.
Yeah.
Like everyone I know is just streaming it. So you can't like go anywhere on Twitch. Like even your favorite Twitch streamer is streaming it right now. So it's like, there's a reason for it. It's not just the zeitgeist. Like it actually has to be fun. Yeah. Because they're going back to it, and always good when it's like something that's fun to play with your friends and get you to come back. I do worry about like longevity though, but it does seem like it's fun, to go in for a few sessions at the very least.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and chat points out that it is one dev, one person.
Wow. One human person?
Apparently, yes.
That's crazy.
Wow.
One more cool thing, Blood, is on the planets, there's like often elements tied to them. Like one of them was like a desert planet. There'd be snow or sandstorms occasionally. And we went on this water. It looked like Dagobah from Star Wars. We were on that planet.
Oh my God.
And there's a big body of water. Hubert went to go see if he could like swim in it. He drowned in there. And me and Don like couldn't get his body back. But when we came back later, the water had lowered and all that stuff, and they opened up a new door at the bottom. So like things like that changed. Like the planet was starting to flood more.
Yeah.
Like if it's raining, the planet is flooded, but you can get there in a different time and it's not, so it's not flooded at all. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And it's $10. It's like such an easy ask.
Early access.
It's
right
an early
now,
access
but
game.
$10.
So but it's $10 and it's really fun. Especially if you got 3 other friends you can play with, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I like a lot of the variables you're saying, and like with your, with it being sort of procedurally generated, it's like those kind of games. A lot of the times, like you think that you've gotten to know it, and then they throw some other thing at you, and you're like, what?
Yeah, when we started to see like more creatures, we were just like, okay.
Yeah, there's like a blob creature that we just like kept shutting a door on and couldn't get through. I think Dawn was alive last. There's one blob. He like escaped the blob.
Oh my God,
and
that was
another
amazing.
blob came behind Dawn and just killed him immediately. It was so good.
Because he was like walking backwards away from the other one, and then just the other second one came.
It was so good.
It's so good. Yeah, if you missed that, you can watch it on the VOD in our Twitch or on youtube.com/EasyAlliesPlays.
Heck yeah.
our archive channel.
Next up, we've got the top 10 dysfunctional
Hyped.
families in
Hyped for
games
this.
voted on by our Discord. If you're not aware of this, our Discord does this every month. They pick a top 10, they put submissions in, and then they vote. And 2 notes about the rules.
Okay.
They did not limit the number of family members,
Great.
and they allowed found families as long as they were established as an entity before the events of the games.
Cute. Love it.
Good rules.
Yeah.
I approve.
So it's funny because I never really can tell how many there are on a list because it's like it goes up to 36, but there's so many ties. There's like 4 things tied for 26 or whatever.
Yeah.
I got one below. Tell me if it's on here.
Yeah.
Dante Nero.
Oh,
Great
yeah,
one.
that's in there.
Nice.
Great one.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll
Son of Sparta.
we'll go through our top 10 first, which 3 are tied for 8th place.
Oh.
Hades. Hades' family.
Nice.
That is a excellent pick.
Yeah,
That's a really good pick. Is that number 1?
that's 8th.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
That's a really
fantastic.
good pick, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Tied with the Sparta family.
Yep.
And also tied with Odin's family in God of War.
Oh,
Great.
sure. That's funny.
Dude, is Kratos' family going to be above that too? That's pretty good. I'm waiting for that. Okay.
We got 2 families tied for 6th place then. The Finch family from What Remains of Edith Finch.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one. Yeah.
Yeah. Deep cut.
The Belmonts.
Oh, yeah.
Are they dysfunctional though?
Among themselves? I don't know. I don't think so.
Because I was thinking right before this list started, I was like, families,
I
Belmonts.
can't
But
really
are
recall
they?
them fighting each other that much.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know. Maybe Chad
they
can
keep
point
killing
out.
Dracula. They keep doing their function.
Yeah.
They're functional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to question him. You
I'm
let
gonna
us
question.
know,
Yeah.
Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us some reasons, chat.
We've got 3 tied for 3rd place. The Baker family.
Baker's classic.
Yeah.
Great. Third. Great.
RE7.
Though
Yep.
chat points out that they're functional, they're just insane. Like they function with each other,
Sure.
kind of.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional usually
I don't
means they,
know.
like fight.
I mean,
Yeah.
I get one bad apple, kind of. Whatever.
I mean, I
Spoilers.
appreciate the Castlevania pander,
Of course.
but I just
Yeah.
want to make sure it's correct.
Yeah. They give blurbs, but I don't think Blood copied the blurbs.
The Blurb.
There's blurbs. They always say we give blurbs. There's justification.
Oh, that was probably in like the nomination process and not in the list that I got.
We're provided with a list. We have a certain set of skills, and it's reading lists.
The clones of Big Boss.
Oh,
yeah.
dude, that's so funny. Yeah.
Les enfants terribles. Is that the war?
Yeah,
right?
they're all trying to kill each other.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, marvelous.
Oh man.
Boss clones.
Yes. Yes.
The Dojima family.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Dojima
a family.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Different kind of family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That shit, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of dysfunction there.
Yeah.
A lot of double crosses.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Power plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we got 2 tied for 1st place. Any thoughts?
Tied for first.
What about would the Mega Man Robot Masters or
No.
something? No.
That's interesting, but I don't think they count as a family.
No.
Like
Not-
The Last of Us or something?
No.
Ellie Joel? I don't know.
Pretty dysfunctional.
So we've got Kratos' family.
Kratos' family, of
Yep.
course, of course.
Last
Which one?
Well, because you got the 1, 2, 3. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3. Yeah. I'll say nothing else.
And then you might not guess this, but you'll recognize it, I think, when you hear it. The Mishima family in Tekken.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh
Yeah, that's a good one, dude. Hachi, yeah.
That's
Totally.
pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
That is
yeah, that's a
great.
good one. That's a good one. Well done.
Fantastic.
Well done.
Very solid list.
Any thoughts on some of the rest of these?
I think they're pretty good, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Where's the Bell?
Yeah, just need that Belmont
I need
justification.
that Belmont, yeah, like
That's all.
Yeah.
the cell.
Yeah. Yeah, that was at 6th place. Huber 11th. The Vanderling gang.
Nice.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Titus inject.
Titus inject.
That's very
Dysfunctional.
Bowser's
Wait a
family is
second.
hilarious.
I kind of, yeah, I'd push back against the Titus inject one.
The Ross Fields in
I,
Final Fantasy 16. I don't know if that fully counts. Maybe.
I have
That's
the-
dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Good lord.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
I have been provided with the Belmont blurb.
Great.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Belmont blurb. There's a lot to unpack here because at their family core, we know the Belmonts as the family who slay vampires. This gets a little complicated when one of them is sort of tricked and turns into Dracula. Then there's the issue of his son wanting to kill him, while also being part vampire himself. Needless to say, I wouldn't want to go to their family reunions or Thanksgiving celebrations with Dracula telling everyone they're all miserable little piles of secrets.
That's Lords
Some
of
Lords
Shadow.
of Shadow
lore.
stuff.
I discredit that.
Okay.
Yep. Hey, I still like that. Lords of
Yeah,
Shadow
but, like-
lore. Yeah.
The Castlevania timeline, I don't. Yeah, it's not what I think about Castlevania.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else that sticks out here. Jin Sakai's family.
Oh, his uncle. Him and his
Yeah.
uncle and his
Yeah.
dad. Yeah.
The Ashford twins, dude.
Oh, the Edison
Great.
family from Maniac Mansion did make it in there. I mentioned that earlier
Ashford
on.
Twins is good.
Ashford's is great.
I mean, shit, there are a lot of dysfunctional families in Resident Evil.
The Uchihas.
Yeah. Definitely. The whole clan's dysfunctional blood.
Oh my God. Come on.
Heavy Rain family.
And then just family from The Sims.
Very good. Very
That's
good.
funny.
36.
That's hilarious.
Ooh, the Children of Ball is very good, too.
Fun
Yeah.
list.
So get in there and vote in the Patreon Discord for those lists every month. Next month will be the top 10 Easy A moments is going to have a reprise list.
Oh.
So
Nice.
that's going to start on the 6th, partly because of the holidays and partly because the last 2 weeks will be everyone's top 10 games of the year.
Oh,
So,
Nice.
so they'll be doing a bit of that as well.
sick.
Sounds like someone threw a rock
Yeah.
in the
It's like
wall.
I
a
don't know what that
body
was.
just ran into
John's
it.
looking for things in the storage room,
Oh,
I
okay.
think,
Got it.
which abuts the back half of the studio wall.
Next up, I was reading about this last night. We got a pretty meaty update on the Fallout TV show
Yeah, we did.
from Vanity
Sure
Fair.
did.
So
Trailer
they've
at
got,
the Keeleys.
they've got photos and everything up, so you get to see some of the characters. You get to see the power armor.
The aesthetic is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
so.
The power, like we had the power armor at game trailers for so long that it was weird. It was almost like looking at like a picture of game trailers. Or something.
Yeah.
It's fine. That thing was
Because it
there
was like
forever.
so close. Like
Yeah.
they had the details down there.
Who ended up with that thing? Who took that home?
Brandon Jones.
No, I think it actually had to get chopped into pieces because they changed the elevator.
Oh.
So it was a service elevator when they brought it up, but then they renovated it and they like turned it into a normal office elevator, and then I guess it just would not fit.
Oh my God.
Dang.
More power armor, dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That was the story I had heard
Damn.
from Megan or somebody.
That sounds like an excuse, man.
That they had
Matt
just
Blair stole it. For
taken
Sure.
some kind of power saw to the thing or something.
What about the Lara Croft? Did
I think
Marco
Don
take
might
that?
have gotten that.
Don? Did you end up with that big Lara Croft statue? Huh? Did you end up with that big Lara Croft statue?
He said maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. it might be in storage locker 6B.
That is
Is that the one with all your 3D TVs, Don? No. That one doesn't.
different
need
storage
to be
locker.
Climate control. Yeah. All right. Well, Don got Lara.
Yeah, so this Fallout TV series is coming to Amazon Prime April 12th
Okay.
from Westworld's Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy.
Good.
Got some quotes in here as
The
well. Some other-
production of it will be.
It'll look and feel
very high.
incredible.
Yeah.
When a crisis forces Lucy to venture above on a rescue mission, she finds that the planet above remains a hellscape crawling with giant insects, voracious mutant animal abominations, and a human population of sun-baked miscreants.
Walton Goggins as a mutant gets me super hyped.
Yes.
Yo,
That's
that is perfect.
great casting.
He's called the Ghoul.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Ella Purnell is the lead too. Your little Yellow Jackets
Oh, hell
action.
yeah. Who's she in Yellow Jacket?
She's the
Jackie. Oh,
yeah,
the blonde
Jackie,
girl?
But the Ghoul is a bounty hunter / gunslinger and he's missing the nose as the ghouls
perfect.
do.
Perfect. Walton
Hundreds of
Goggins.
years old.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So he's
Goggins, dude.
Legend.
kind of like, Lucy is the naive one coming out of the vault. And
You've
he's
been
the one
gone a
that's
long
seen
time,
everything.
kid. Yeah. Welcome to the real world. Welcome to America.
Yeah.
Will there be VATS in the first episode?
VATS?
No.
Oh my
Probably
God.
not VATS.
There will be like a slow-mo Zack Snyder style shot
Someone
with VATS.
Someone's gonna use Jet and get
Oh,
slow mo.
for sure.
Just start hitting everything.
I wonder how crazy and experimental they're going to get with finding like other vaults.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to
that's-
do the Garys?
I bet that's
Greg's or
your.
whatever?
Is that your season ender though, Isla?
Maybe. Like getting into another vault.
Yeah.
Finding out there are more vaults.
Yeah, they talk about some of the commentary of the Fallout series. They said, quote, if they're virtuous, they're couched in a circumstantial virtuousness. It's a luxury virtue. You have your point of view because you never ran out of food, right? You guys were able to share everything because you had enough to share. So
That's some Jonathan Nolan, Lisa Joy, heady
Yeah.
bullshit talk
Yeah.
right there,
Yeah,
baby.
that's some Westworld
Let's get into
action.
it.
Here we go.
There we go. There it is.
They say everything in the series is officially part of Fallout lore.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Tie-ins.
Wow.
Just
Fallout
like Silent
70
Hill Ascension, dude.
Fallout 76 will have a tie-in quest.
Bethesda made sure the script could coexist with previous storylines in the games. Todd Howard said that he and Bethesda were sold when Nolan and his team proposed building an entirely new story. Says, I did not want to do an interpretation of an existing story we did. That was the other thing. A lot of pitches were, this is the movie of Fallout 3. And I was like, yeah, we told that story. I don't have a lot of interest seeing those translated. I was interested in someone telling a unique Fallout story.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Very good.
Except for every video game movie that's always done that, and they've all been bad.
Yeah.
They apparently are going to have a backstory for Vault Boy.
Oh,
We're
no.
going to find out.
Oh no.
Oh no is right. I don't know if I like that. I mean, that's a good business move because that gets like
course
hardcore
it is.
fans. That is just like a bullet
Then
point.
they got like Bit Boy World or whatever, Pit Boy World or whatever.
Yeah. I wonder how much we'll see of the before world. Because we did see a bit of that in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
But, like if you're talking about Vault Boy, I mean, that's what that's all about is him, selling people vaults, selling spots in the vaults.
Yeah.
So,
Shit, I like Fallout 4 so much. I like that game. I want to play that again like right now. This is getting me hyped. This is what they want. You win. You win, Bethesda.
Hop into 76, dude. It's
Jeez.
maybe good now.
It was like when The Last of Us show came out, right? The game's sales just skyrocketed.
Right.
It works.
Oh, for sure.
It works on me.
And then we had to live through the discourse all over again.
Idiot.
Yeah, I got influenced.
but they did talk about that, like, kind of humorous side of Fallout with Vault Boy and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So trying to maintain that as well in the setting. And then, another quote from Nolan. Whoever the good guys and the bad guys were, they destroyed the whole world. So now we're in a much more gray area.
Whoever works,
I
so
like
they probably
that.
won't address that level of lore or something. Like they won't maybe.
I mean,
won't
sure
go-
there'll be references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll
But
keep that going. That
Yeah.
storyline going. You're not gonna end that on season 1.
Yeah. Okay.
But always in Fallout, it's kind of just like the whole place blew up. Like everybody did
Yeah.
it.
Every country did it.
Yeah, kind of.
Cool.
But, yeah, they got me interested. for sure.
Yeah, you have very talented professionals working on it. You have Bethesda involved. You have potentially very high budget, on Amazon.
I do worry about
So-
those creatures, though.
One Guardians
Power
looked
armor
good,
is one thing. Some giant bug is another. Yeah.
but like the ghoul looks really good, and that's a very good sign because that is probably a mix of prosthetics and CG and stuff.
Yeah, they were talking about that, wanting to make sure they didn't make him too far so that he could still, like, emote.
Yeah, yeah.
That could read on camera.
Cool. Yeah,
Nice.
cautiously optimistic for that one. Will it be more The Last of Us or will it be more Halo? In terms of quality.
Right.
Do we know if it's on HBO or where it's going?
Amazon.
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon Prime, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Halo Season 2. I
Oh,
saw
and that
is
was one of the
coming.
things is, like, this
February.
was kind of like Todd Howard's, like, dream matchup.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying that, like, he wanted to go with them first, wanted to make sure they turned it down before they went into somebody else or something like that.
Who?
Nolan.
Oh, it was his first pick.
It's like, yeah, it seemed like one of his top picks. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you will for the convoluted nature and poor pacing of Westworld, but like, it had some cool shit in it.
Has its moments, from what I
Yeah.
saw, yeah.
And like, if they're telling us more simple, like straightforward kind of story, I think that team could make some pretty great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Also this week, Classic Mode was added to F-099.
Oh, blood.
Blood,
Nice.
congrats, dude.
Blood.
Let's GOTY.
So, yeah. So, Blood, is it just like unlocked right away? Or do you have to like, how you had to like practice courses, you had to encounter them in the Battle Royale mode? How is this working?
It's one of the rotating things. So you know how you have just like the single race F-099 option, and then you have the other thing next to it, which sometimes will be a team battle, sometimes it'll be a Grand Prix or a Mini Prix. So now on that rotation, sometimes the Classic Mode will be in there. So you have like 30 minutes to play Classic Mode before the next Grand Prix pops up.
So that's how they're getting around, like, okay. I was like, man, they're just giving away F-Zero for free in the game. I mean, I know you got to pay, but I was like, that's why
it's
you can't just play it at any
it's
point.
not like playing the SNES game either. It's
Gotcha. Yep.
It's more closer to the SNES game, but it's its own thing. So there, instead of 99 racers, there's 20 racers. The boost system
I get it.
is like the original F-Zero. So it's not a suicide boost.
Nice.
You have to do a lap to earn a boost. So
Nice.
there's only, basically like you can only stack 3 boosts as well. So you, like, at most you could get 3 for the final lap.
What a great addition.
Yeah, this is the stuff they need to be doing,
Yeah.
for these types of games. Like,
There's
come up
no
with, like,
Skyway.
fun, quick
no spin
modes,
attacks.
new modes. There you go, yeah.
There's it's in 4x3 mode, which is interesting because it's not like they're just cutting off the sides.
Amazing.
It's actually like the track is like slightly different dimensions. It's kind of like squeezed in.
Oh,
Cool, blood.
it's the original Super Nintendo one because the F-099 is wider. All the
Right,
courses are
exactly.
wider to accommodate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Legit.
Dude, F-Zero is back, baby.
There's also a thing they added called Lucky Ranks, Damiani.
Lucky ranks.
So this is funny.
Lucky.
This is like a bingo card. So
What?
Yeah. So like when you do a Grand Prix, you place in 5 different races, right? And so you might place 9th, you might place 17th, you might place 22nd, whatever. Then you go to Lucky Ranks, and it will pull up like a bingo card, and if your numbers match the bingo card, then you get like different rewards.
What? Throwing gambling into this now? Dude.
So
Always bet on blood.
but you can only do the Lucky Ranks like a set of 5 once per day.
Okay, once per day.
Yeah.
So daily is nice. Yeah.
I gotta
Yeah.
log in. I gotta do this.
Look at that. They're strengthening the
itching.
case.
According to a CD Projekt Red earnings report, about half the studio is now working on The Witcher 4.
Yay.
About 330 staff currently, with that number expected to rise to 400 by the middle of next year.
Damn. Full steam ahead.
Hype as hell for
Dang.
that. There's no way they're gonna have a sketch launch after Cyberpunk.
Don't say no way.
There's no way, right? There's no way they just went through the entire odyssey that is Cyberpunk
I
to.
don't think it'd be nearly as bad as Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Maybe not ideal.
Yeah, and they've got such momentum now after 2.0 and Phantom Liberty and all that. So, yeah, high hopes.
This week's Embracer layoffs. This time at Fish Labs, makers of Chorus. They lost 50 people, which is more than half of their team. Because basically they canceled their next game that they were working on. The remaining employees are going to be relegated to support work for other studios. So I was talking about this with the guys in the Discord. It really feels to me now, between this and Free Radical and Volition, I think basically if your game is not due out in the next 12 months, doesn't matter how good it could be, you're not going to bring in revenue for the company. So chop chop.
Good.
That is scary.
Because you think about
Lord,
Time
that is
Splitters,
dark.
like that's a good 2 to 4 years away, right?
Yeah, that's scary.
They want cash now, so
877 cash now.
probably the only exceptions would be something like Tomb Raider, right? So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
But they're getting cuts too. We've seen at Crystal Dynamics. So
It's not good.
yeah,
Not good.
Friggin' Embracer.
potentially not good, but too early to tell. Reed Pop is seeking a buyer for their media outlets, which include
Eurogamer is my favorite site.
Eurogamer, GamesIndustry.biz, VG247, Rock Paper Shotgun. They've got a share of Digital Foundry. There's some others in there. Like, I didn't realize how many they had.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
When you posted that, I was like, wait, what?
Well, hopefully, if they get bought by someone, that they keep them around in a
Hopefully.
good state. Yeah,
But
hopefully.
unfortunately,
Usually that's not what happens.
This group has been one of the more solid groups that they've been able to do the things that they do,
yeah.
and a lot of the buyers out there, they just want to turn you into money making machines.
Yeah.
So
Jeez.
Yeah. I mean,
AI articles,
It doesn't
and
sound
guides
great,
and all kinds of
but
other nonsense.
I
yeah.
hope they do okay.
Yeah.
Hope the best for them.
Yeah.
Don't know quite what this means yet, but Korean publisher NCSoft has entered a partnership with Sony.
Yeah.
There's probably going to be some help with PlayStation's mobile presence. NCSoft said, the beginning of our efforts to build various synergies together.
Yeah.
And then Jim Ryan, partnering with NCSoft advances our strategy to expand beyond console and broaden PlayStation's reach to a wider audience.
So this makes sense because there was the rumor a while ago, the Horizon multiplayer game, and it was them that was doing it. So I assume this is just more feeding that fire of that's eventually coming out.
Yeah.
Because there was the whole thing of the Horizon 1 thing for PS5 now coming out, and it's just one of those Horizon projects. So seems like it to me.
Yeah. Sam Barlow, director of Immortality, tweeted, once jokingly pitched Dark Souls without combat, but might accidentally now be making that.
Cool.
Very into whatever the hell that means.
Yeah. Whatever the hell that is.
Mostly
mean?
FMV stuff.
Yeah.
The Dark Souls of FMV games.
Hell yeah, hire me, dude. I'm coming over.
Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, and San Andreas are all coming to Netflix games on December 14th.
And 3, you said, right? And 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, yeah, 3 was in there.
Definitive and it's mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just make sure those.
Definitive edition.
Mention that's key to mention.
mobile.
Key to mention to de-hype me and many others.
Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, coming the other way,
Yay.
has been dated for Steam. It's now coming out December 7th, which is almost what I said. Remember, it's
Yeah.
that'll be in the pre-show.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Download now.
Yeah.
Now I'll
Yeah.
actually
Just,
play it or try it out.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to play it on my phone.
Make us the mod that bypasses grinding, and I'm good to go. I'm all good.
Yes, sir.
Is there a
Because
notorious grind?
if you don't pay, it's a lot
Yeah.
of grinding to level up. So just give me a mod that speeds that up, and I'm back on board.
I just want to see the story.
Give me that 4x boost like the Pixel remasters. Yeah.
Yeah, just show me that story.
Wow, that's
It's a
wild to think about. Yeah, but if you put it on PC, you could just mod your way around.
Damiani is nodding.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yo.
Damiani's so
Bring
happy.
on the mods, baby.
Because, dude, there's like story in there, man.
Yeah.
Like First Soldier stuff in there, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to see that stuff.
Yeah.
Put that on the box. There's like story in there, man.
There's story in it.
I don't think
It's
this gets a
essential.
box, but yeah.
Yeah, if it'll never have a box.
Also, Square Enix revealed that in addition to easy and normal difficulties, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will include dynamic difficulty.
Yeah.
Quote, in the new added dynamic difficulty, enemies grow stronger as your characters do, perfect for players who crave constant challenge.
So it's instead of hard mode now, which was essentially a new game plus mode, this will allow you to do a harder mode with a new game. Which I'm fine with.
for Rebirth.
See, I'm a little torn here, though.
Yeah.
I like,
Oh, okay.
because specifically with RPGs, I don't like level scaling, and that's kind of sounds like what this
Yeah,
It
is.
is. It's exactly what it is.
So then it just makes your character growth seem less meaningful, usually, because, I like going and finding some powerful, find some powerful weapon, and that really matters because it's like the set difficulty. So it's like, okay, when I gain power, like, I'm getting stronger than these enemies. But if like they're just kind of growing with you, it's like every time I
Well,
level
you're-
up, every time I find something, they're kind of just like,
You're talking about specifically just levels, but if you find
Yeah.
a gear, that doesn't
Gear,
affect
yeah.
it. It's with your levels they grow. So if you get better gear, it's still going to help. And it's what really helps is the new abilities you'll get leveling up.
yeah,
Yeah. We'll have to see how it's
tuned
up.
and everything. Yeah, for sure. But I'm
'cause
a little
'cause I think
cautious.
the other thing that could make a difference with the dynamic thing like that is if there's still caps on things per region, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, okay, these level 4 grunts in the first opening area, when you come back, maybe they'll go up to level 10.
Yeah.
But they're not going to go beyond that. They're not going to be like
yeah.
completely
Totally,
hard no
totally.
matter what you do.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully it'll just make it cooler if you want to play a harder mode without
Right out of
having
the
to be a
gate.
new game plus.
Exactly, Brad.
Hopefully that's what it turns out to
Because I want to feel the rush
yeah.
Yeah.
when Cloud and Sephiroth clash
'Cause
swords.
I'm sure there's going to be like challenges only in that mode also, just like hard mode was only with some bosses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Because I mean that was the thing, like one of the biggest criticisms of
Yeah.
16.
Definitely.
It's
Definitely.
easy.
That's
Yeah.
my
The
biggest
combat,
criticism.
It's too
and,
easy, yeah.
and like I was talking to Ben a couple weeks ago, and like the same kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
like,
too easy.
It's like yeah,
Yeah. Just steamroll through that.
but it's partly just because you can get over leveled, and it's
Yeah.
like you look at your levels, and it's like, oh, I'm level 54. This thing's level 46.
Yeah.
Of course it's easy. So
that's why you got to have some little difficulties right at the
Yeah,
start.
for sure.
Just a couple.
and
Yeah.
then the fights that I enjoyed, it's because like that thing went on the bounty board. It was level 70. I was like level
Totally.
50 something. Like,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Wait a minute. The Baldur's Gate patch didn't make the cut, Blood?
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it, Isla.
Baldur's Gate patch 5, baby! It adds a crazy ass epilogue. Gives you what you want. I won't say more than that.
It really needed it.
Yeah, and they added a crazy ass new, like, basically hardcore mode called Heroic, I think, or Honor mode, I think. Where, like, if you can't save scum, the game won't even let you. And
Nice.
if you die, it gives you, like, the choice to, like, keep going but in regular mode, or it'll just delete your save.
That's cool.
That's cool.
And a bunch of other stuff, but sick.
Fantastic. What a
Shit.
great time.
3,000 new lines of dialogue, 3,000 plus new lines of dialogue for
Wow.
the epilogue.
That's awesome.
It's really
That's
good
a
for
lot.
GOTYs too, like right in
It's
the
an
year.
extra
Overwrite
barrel
that
for the
Alan Wake
chamber.
2 recency bias. Yeah. Everyone already voted, but yeah.
Another funny patch that I didn't put in there. Mario Kart 8 did a patch after the update. One of the patch notes was like, fixed an issue where Mii's heads would either be extremely large or extremely small in replays.
Big head mode.
Oh, okay. I wish I'd seen that. Anyways, it's time for Love and Respect. Love and Respect. From Lieutenant.
Lieutenant.
Hey, allies. If Jeff were to force each GOTY nominee to fight for the award with one specific item from the game, who would be the first to be eliminated? Who would be the underdog that lasts longer than anyone expects? And who would be the final victor of the fight? So to remind you,
Gotta look at those nominees.
the games are Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Yo, Leon, like, mowing down Mario and with a friggin' Chicago typewriter or something.
But Huber, I just need to like blow one bubble, and you're a coin now.
Yeah. Yeah, right, Leon. Good luck hitting Ada with that, though.
Yeah.
Yikes. Good evasion
I
skills.
feel like Baldur's Gate 3, you just like do Crown of Madness or some
Yeah,
shit.
Baldur's Gate
True,
is
yeah.
just
Baldur's Gate's
crazy.
insane.
Fucked.
But also,
You could use the sun laser on top of that monastery and destroy all of these things.
Alan
just
Wake
shove somebody?
has Alan Wake has fucking
Throw him
like
off a cliff.
Alan Wake has like Death Note powers. Just rewrites some shit.
Does he, dude? Because he doesn't get around to
It
it.
doesn't really work that way against enemies, though.
Yeah, he's
There's
just
no
shines
bosses
a
that you
flashlight on people.
write
Yeah.
to like change.
He has to work within the
Yeah.
constraints
He will
of the
have no chance.
genre.
Yeah, he'd have no
World.
chance. No, you'd have no chance. Yeah.
In fact, he's dead first.
Yeah, he's probably dead first.
Yeah.
Sorry,
He wouldn't even believe
punished
what was
Alan.
happening, and then he would just die.
Yeah. Saga, too. They're both just gone.
Spider-Man.
It's probably Spider-Man v. Baldur's Gate, right?
Spider-Man would be pretty good, yeah.
Spider-Man's tough to beat.
Spider-Man's tough to be tanky.
Yeah.
But just a knife stab.
Yeah.
I think Mario's that underdog though.
Also, if Spider-Man gets shot in the head by Leon,
He's dead,
like
yeah.
he's dead.
He's dead, yeah. Leon's a good one, too.
Leon is
I feel like Leon,
Is
Spider-Man,
gnarly.
and
Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate.
Gate 3, yeah.
also Leon underrated in his subterfuge and his infiltration skills. I know Resident Evil 4 is an action game, but like, yo, he's a trained specialist. Like he can get in there
it does
before
say
anyone even
specific
knows.
Item. Like it doesn't necessarily say it has to be something that the game has.
Dude, Leon
in
with
your
a knife
inventory. You
coming
could have
up?
that. You could grab that chainsaw possibly,
Too loud. Too much noise.
or you
Fine.
could, or
But
you
he
could
is
grab
but a
one of
man.
the special unlockable weapons.
Symbiote suit.
Like,
Yeah,
Spider-Man could kill a
symbiote.
man,
Yeah,
and any character in Baldur's Gate could vaporize.
true. Eldritch Blast,
Yeah.
Leon.
yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't. He'd be dead before he even got close enough to use a chainsaw or a knife. Especially if someone's passive perception was high, he couldn't sneak up on him.
But what if that person rolls a natty 1? Get wrecked.
Yeah, natty ice, dude.
Natty 1, you're done.
That's true.
Natty 1, you're done.
But that's a low percentage.
Nat 20, you win.
Yeah,
But then Link could just
You're
like
super.
drop some giant building on your head with auto build.
that's true.
That's really fun. That's a fun question.
I think Baldur's Gate
Baldur's
would end
Gate.
up winning.
Yeah. Probably taking him out. Baldur's Gate v Spider-Man.
Takes Link time to build real quick.
Yeah.
Not that much time. Depends.
Doesn't take much time to do Crown of Madness.
It'd be funny if
Eldritch
like you don't
Blast.
actually kill somebody, but you just like do one of those like little physics toys that like just catapults them off the stage.
Yeah, that would be funny. Well, chain lightning action too, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Chain lightning. Damiani.
Just turn
Oh.
into an owlbear and smash down on him. From
Actually, that
100
is one of
feet.
my favorite things to do in Tears of the Kingdom. Is like, oh, it's thunder right now. Just like throw some metal thing at a group of enemies.
Yeah.
And watch them blow up.
Watch them blow up and my frames at the same time.
Boyo.
Switchy.
Switchy.
All right, from Sam Hendrick.
Gotta play that thing on a 1080p TV.
Hey, allies. As I look back at this year of games, one interesting thing sticks out to me, and maybe only me, about many of the heavy hitters of the year. Many of them have companion characters
Yep.
who play a major role in gameplay. From Jedi survivors Bode and Marin, to Tears of the Kingdom sages, Final Fantasy XVI's Torgal, to Starfield's Constellation crew, and of course, Baldur's Gate's cast. As part of my job, I've worked a fair bit on AI companion characters in games, so I love to see how different games approach them and what the strengths and weaknesses of different companion implementations are. So, with such a big year for companion characters, I was wondering, do you have any particular favorites from this year or otherwise? Let's stick to this year.
Companion characters?
Favorite companions 2023.
Oh, sure.
Ashley.
For many games, I have favorite companions. Like
Oh.
Torgal is one of my favorite companions.
Yeah, Torvald
I mean, like
rips.
Sid is one of my favorite companions. Jill, it's like I love all those companions. I love Astoria and I love Shadowheart. I love so many Baldur's Gate characters.
Yeah,
Karlach. Like, I love all those
dude.
characters.
Even Lae'zel grew on me.
You all need to play it still. Garl, best boy, Sea of Stars, Warrior Cook.
Yeah. Definitely, it's on the list, Blood.
Yeah.
It's on the list, big time.
I mean, it's a
Definitely.
little. It's weird because it's like they're not a companion character and that like, you don't control them. Like you do control Garl in your party, but he's also like, yeah, he's the sidekick to the Solstice twins.
Garl.
Girl.
Garl is incredible. Huber's
Yeah.
gotta
Lori.
meet Garl before the end of
I feel
this
like
year.
on my Baldur's Gate playthrough too, I just like missed Karlach. I think I went a different way.
Yeah, you might have.
Yeah, if you don't do Will's like first story mission, you miss.
I just
Garland.
found her laying somewhere.
Nice.
I was like, oh.
Damiani, any
Withers,
others you
dude.
could think of?
What is its name? Ochi. Pikmin 4.
Oh, heck
Ochi.
yes.
Great pick,
The
though.
That is
little
a
dog.
really good one.
I was like, what was the dog thing called again? I can remember. I was like, Ochi, yeah.
Ochi. Lord
Ochi
Byron.
Pacific.
Edition.
Lord Byron.
Lord Byron.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Clive, my
Lord
boy.
Byron, dude. Hell yeah.
From Twiddlesticks. Greetings, allies. Seems like Sony is absolutely serious on onboarding talent from Asia.
Yep.
Beginning with the China Hero Project, the opening of the Malaysian support studio, the India Hero Project, and now double downing on South Korea.
Double down.
In addition to the announcement of the
Double down,
partnership
Gabby.
with NC Soft, MTN Korea released a report that PlayStation is partnering with major South Korean devs. It also states that their partnership with Stellar Blades developer Shift Up has strengthened and alludes that the game will now be considered a PlayStation Studios game as they are working with them on a second-party basis, now in contrast to a third-party basis prior.
Interesting.
As an Asian myself, this is cool that we're getting games from the South all the way up to East Asia. However, I must ask, what about PlayStation's very own country of birth, Japan? On a first-party basis, we know there's Team Asobi and Polyphony. On a second-party basis, we have Koji Pro. And on a third-party basis, we have Koei Tecmo with Rise of the Ronin. I'm not saying it's non-existent. Rather, it's just I don't think the presence is as strong as, say, from the PS1 to PS3 era. So my
Yeah.
question to you is, will
Yeah.
PlayStation seize the opportunity on many high-profile Japanese devs departing from their old pastures, or will they also play the acquisition card?
Probably a little of both. I feel like they will make. I feel like they're gonna make an acquisition just at some point. I feel like they're just feeling a lot of pressure, and especially they don't want to like. They want to keep Japan theirs essentially. You know, it is their home country. They want to have dominance there. Obviously, Nintendo has insane dominance, but against Microsoft, they want dominance. I could totally see them partnering with smaller teams and stuff like that, but I feel like they will buy a team in Japan. I don't know how big of a team or if it's a publisher or what it will be, but I feel like they will do something at this point. Because, like, yeah, it's just like Team Asobi mostly like that, so who knows? And it seems like, you know, Ueda is off with Epic doing whatever.
Right.
So, yeah. I don't know.
I agree. 100%. What Brad said. A little bit of both. I wonder what Tommy is up to.
Oh, I've been watching
know?
Kamiya's
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
Teaming up with Mikami.
Exactly.
And-
No,
Kamiya
he's saying he won't
Mikami?
do that. He's like, it'll
Oh, I
never
did say
work.
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Still.
was very much like, yeah. He had a great term for it too, but it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, like they would just like rip each other's heads off, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like you can't have like two director levels of that sort. Like so, anyone who's like saying him and Mikami or him and Kojima or something like that is like, no. We can't.
Yeah.
It won't happen. We can't have two leaders steering. Oh, it was like an old Japanese proverbs was like, too many captains takes the ship up a mountain.
It's funny.
Werner Herzog.
You just gotta pitch it like the bad boys of gaming.
Yeah.
Get them together with the right group.
Yeah.
Totally.
So,
Pitch a different angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, he's
If
on
he's-
like some non-compete thing for like
Yeah,
a year.
wow, yeah.
So he's just doing
Yeah.
his YouTube stuff. He just got like a laptop to do gameplay capture on.
And who knows if those legends want to be independent or what? But
Right,
if
yeah.
Sony came and was like, they'd be smart
Oh,
to
yeah.
get them because they have such legacies. They're such legends. Kamiya, whatever. Just be like, hey, you can have your own studio. Like, we'll
Yeah.
front
Kojima
front
doesn't
the
want
bill on
another
a lot
boss.
of this.
Yeah, Kojima's like, tons of people have tried to
Yeah,
acquire
yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I wonder if like Sony, if they do big, obviously Square Enix is one of them, but I wonder if they would do like Bandai or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are weird about some of those potential acquisitions because, like,
Yeah.
Bandai Namco does a whole lot of stuff outside of games.
Exactly. So does Square.
and all those other relationships. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
I think it'll probably will be one of these smaller things, like something along the lines, like of how they're saying they're working with the Stellar Blade devs.
Yeah.
It would probably be something along that kind of size, like Grasshopper was before NetEase
I
got them.
thought that Two Blood until they bought Bungie.
Sure.
And I was just like, okay. Okay. And now that the deal went through with Microsoft and Activision Blizzard, they might be feeling a lot more pressure now.
Right. But then there are a lot of those studios, that are just like have been support studios or whatever.
Yeah.
Like Art Piazza that did Mario RPG.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
They could scoop those guys up.
if you wanted to scoop up one of these RPG developers that have been making stuff for Nintendo or Square Enix or something. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Phil
All right.
should greenlight Evil Within 3.
Phil should greenlight Evil Within.
Oh,
Have your exclusive survival horror masterpiece. That'd be a win, Phil.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's likely that they'll either do that or another Ghostwire.
Yeah.
Because that was on the leak, right? One of the leaks was like saying there would be a Ghostwire sequel.
too, yeah.
Yeah.
Ghostwire.
Yeah, tweet it at Phil. Huber. You can make it happen.
Oh, definitely. He'll notice me for sure.
Notice me, Senpai.
All right, it's time for bets. This week's bet. The Game Awards are next week.
Prove it.
Well, my schedule
calendar.
proves it. My schedule is
Oh,
nuts.
yeah, we know.
We have a big fun podcast coming up with Huber hosting.
Yeah.
Chaos.
Yes, and we're gonna have
Chaos
we're gonna have
reigns.
some people here.
We're going to, more gas will be poured on the fire pits.
Absolutely.
It's gonna get
Probably going to be
insane.
the most unhinged.
It's going to be the longest
fucking
podcast probably in a very long time.
Yeah. The
He'll
official.
interrupt himself. That's what Chad said.
He will.
He'll kick the back.
It's not whether he will. It's how many times he will.
Oh, they said 10 times.
Okay.
They're like talking about something and they'll just start sweating about Grand Theft Auto or something.
Yeah, mods, get those bets ready for that. But for this week's bets, the official Game Awards Twitter account posts a lot about the show coming up, posts a lot about the nominees, but they also post about all sorts of things, all the headlines and stuff going on through the week. Just this past week, they posted about the GTA games coming to Netflix. They posted about that Witcher 4 news, that NCSoft and PlayStation partnership. So, between now and the end of Wednesday at midnight, Wednesday next week, how many non-Game Awards posts will come from that Twitter account? Brad.
Going low, 2.
2. Huber.
5.
5. Damiani.
3.
3.
Okay.
Isla.
Fuck. 4.
4. Don.
We got one in there.
He said 6. We got
6.
the high.
Wow, look at that. And then I went with 9.
Ah.
Okay, we got the low.
But that's pretty funny. There's a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I skipped to 9. Yeah.
That
Crazy.
6 hurts.
We did it. Good grouping.
Last week's bet. that Jurassic Park collection came out. We played that on Groove Stream. That was a good time.
That was.
And we played Jurassic Park Rampage Edition. We went to the Savannah level.
If you get stuck, ask Broshiro for tips.
And we had Brad hold right to try to run through that level without getting on the Gallimimus. What was hilarious is there's this group of compies that immediately just latches onto him
Yeah.
and forces him to not move,
Grenade to the face.
but also sort of like protected you from other damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like, because you can only get damaged by one thing, I assume, at a time,
Yeah.
even if they're attacking you. So I was just getting munched on by tiny dinos instead of a huge raptor.
Yeah. So
Ball getting
anyways,
grenades thrown at your face.
our bets last week, we had Brad bet 22 seconds, Huber bet 21 seconds, Gabby bet for Damiani 30 seconds, Isla bet 19.93 seconds, Dawn bet 1 minute and 5 seconds, and I bet 1 minute and 49 seconds. The answer for Brad's run was 44 seconds,
Ooh.
which puts the closest to be Damiani.
Damiani.
Gabby's bet
Bet
won.
right there.
Yes.
Gabby's very
Good
pleased.
job.
Gabby.
Good job, Gabby.
That brings our scores to Garrulous Ducks 30. Quack, 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 quack. Sleepy Grizzlies 27.
Yes.
Coming down to the wire.
Good show.
Still close. Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. Everything that we do here is supported and funded by our community, by our viewers and listeners. So if you are watching this show, it is because of other people like you who have gone over to Patreon and chipped in $5 or $10 or whatever it might be to help keep this thing running. We also have some direct donations. Of course, we also have some sponsors, and we also have Twitch subs and all that. But the most effective way to support us is to go over to patreon.com/easyallies. At that $5 level, you get all kinds of good stuff. You get this podcast 2 days early. You get ad-free. You get bonus Love and Respect questions. You get to submit those Love and Respect questions. You get some extended cuts, some exclusive stuffs, and you get in that Discord. And that Discord is doing a Game Awards prediction contest. No prize, just bragging rights. And you can go to that announcement channel for details on that. So go in there and check that out. We've got the $10 level, we got $25, $50 level, got the fan mail, we get that out there every month. And then our platinum producers get a shout out on this podcast every week, as well as shout outs on our other shows. And this month's shout outs go to Javawabs, El Thanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, and Miguel. Shout out.
Out.
Shout out.
Nice. Damiani, you get to promote any Easy Allies video you'd like to promote. You get the final word on anything you've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped in your head. And you get to sign off with your trademark sign off.
All right, let's get that video promoted. That Easy Allies D&D, that one shot, right?
Heck
Yeah.
Thanks, Damiani.
And I know people have been waiting for that to happen, so if you missed out on it, maybe go give it a look, check it out. I really don't think I had anything like I disagreed or final thought on this one, other than remind Huber, go play that whatever that Resident Evil indie game is with the puzzles and
Holston.
Holston, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget, Huber. Don't forget Holston.
I'm not gonna forget.
Don't forget. All right, there you go. And until next time, may the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no is right.
Bye.